This last column is going to hold the 3 menu specials. We'll go ahead and create a new column for that. Put in 2 new image posts. We hit submit. And then we'll add a 3rd image post. Again, submit. We'll go to the parent column and so under styles, we'll set 60px top padding. And under the column settings for the main width options, we're going to set option 2, which gives us a percentage instead of the max width value. And set it to 90. And we'll go to the first image. So we go to the settings, width and float. We'll set the float from center row. We're going to change it to center float, which technically isn't a float. It's the inline block element. But like the float, it allows the elements to share row space. We're going to go to the main width settings, and we're going to choose option number 3. Now this first row is for large view screen sizes. We're going to set it to 31% for the post width, and then the margin left and right we'll set at each 1%. That'll allow the 3 images to float together, adding up to 99%. And that extra 1% is good because we're using inline block. An inline block uses a margin 4px in addition to any other margin setting that we make. So for subsequent settings, we can specify the at media max width. And at a media max width at 750 or below, we want to view 2 images per row. So we're going to put in 43% for the image width, and then a 3% and a 3%. And then we'll shift to 1 image per row at 550. We put in 550. We'll make it 80, 10, and 10. And then we'll decrease the margin values. Width's lower than 450. So we'll put in 450, 90, 5, and 5. At a view screen of 350, we'll make it 95, 2, and 2. So like this, you put in the values that work good for you. The last thing that we did was we set a padding bottom of 20px. Now what we want to do now is export those settings to the other 2 posts within the same parent column. We go to the Import, Export Styles and Configuration options. Here there's a choice to export these styles and configs to posts of the same type within this parent column. And we're also going to include exporting the main width, figs, and float settings. Okay, there it is. Now we can go ahead and upload the particular images that we're using. So at this point, we're going to give it a fading scroll effect. We're going to use the Fade This project by L. Wiesel. We'll go to the first image post. We go down to Scroll Animated Fade This. We're going to choose to fade this sliding from the left for the first image. And we're going to give it a slide distance of 24. Here we can set an offset. For shorter height elements, we can actually give a negative offset. Whereas for this medium-sized image, we're going to give it a positive effect of 170px. So the more positive value extends the time at which we'll be able to view the image as we scroll into it and as we scroll past it. So we're choosing reverse animation. Now it's completely optional, but we can change the actual animation at the particular viewport width. We can set up the fade choice however we want at the various view screen sizes. So when we're sharing 3 images per row, we want to come in from the left for the left image, the top for the middle, and then the right image will come in from the right. And then when we share 2 images per row, we'll do a left and a right. And then the 3rd image will also come in from the left. And that'll also work for 1 image per row, the left, right, and left, as the 3 images come into view. So we can set that up pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and see how that's done using media queries. Now we don't need any media queries for the first image since it fades in left at all viewport sizes. So for the second image, we'll choose the fade in from the top. We'll set up a min width 750px. We'll use the 24px distance for sliding in from the top and the 170 offset. Choose additional media, choose at media max width 750, and choose fade this right. 24px slide and 170 offset. For the third image, we choose min width 750. Fade this right. And then we'll choose an app media max width 750, fade this left. So that takes care of the configuring for this set of image specials. And once again, to see the scrolling effect, we temporarily put 2000 px height on the parent column, this time so we can see the fading in and fading out effect of these menu special images. And for the three images at full screen width, they fade in left, top, and right. We go to 2 images per row, fades in from the left and the right, and then the odd image fades in from the left. And then at 1 image per row, left, right, and left.